Hey Release, welcome to day 20. So continuing the theme that we began last night about positive self-talk, I would like to challenge you to increase your capacity to be aware of the kind of things that you're saying about yourself by asking Holy Spirit to come in and reveal this to you. And I have experienced this a little bit myself. It can be a bit scary sometimes because you realise, oh, I'm actually really not very nice to myself and I speak some pretty awful things. And I really like the idea that if you wouldn't say something to your best friend, then you definitely shouldn't be saying it to yourself or about yourself. And when you put it in this perspective, it makes you realise, oh wow, I'm so much harder on myself than I am on other people. And help me out here, because I don't understand how, if Jesus commanded us to love our neighbour as ourselves, we are really truly going to be able to love other people, forgive other people, be non-judgmental, be gracious, be utterly sincere in our caring, if we aren't loving ourselves first, if it isn't actually flowing from a participation and agreement with God for what He says, with what He says about us, and the truth that He has spoken into our lives. If we're not agreeing with that, then we can't give freely. We would be more likely to give with condition. So it's really important for our relationships with others to be able to love ourselves, but also want to point out to you some of the proven benefits of positive self-talk in science and medicine. So here are some of them. Increased lifespan, lower rates of depression, lower levels of distress, greater resistance to the common cold, better psychological and physiological well-being, better cardiovascular health and resistance to cardiovascular disease, and better coping skills during times of hardship. So actually, if we increase our levels of positive self-talk, we're going to be better equipped to deal with the reality of challenges in our lives. And it's really important to remember in all of this that we don't deny negative facts in our lives by pursuing speaking well of ourselves, but we're choosing to focus on the higher reality of God's truth. So listen to what God has to say to you about you and come into agreement with Him. So I want you to go and ask the Lord, if you're struggling, ask the Lord to show you 10 things that He really likes about you. But even better, write down 10 things that you really like about you and start to be encouraged by the goodness that God has put inside of you, and give Him thanks and praise for the way that He's made you and for the uniqueness of your gifts and your talents and your personality and the things that make you you and that make you you uniquely. So that's your part A, and your part B is your declaration, which is simply, I like myself. And you can add to that any of the other things that you've written down and speak well of yourself, big yourself up, give yourself some encouragement, encourage yourself, give yourself courage, and rejoice. Turn to joy and thanksgiving to God for who He's made you in your complete uniqueness and amazingness, and see what effect it has on your heart and your body and your health and your sense of well-being and your capacity to be in loving relationship with other people. Bless you guys.